This is a story that a surrogacy company has been trying to silence. They've sued the couple for defamation and threatened to sue us if we aired the story, even though it's already been shared across multiple social media platforms. The couple has maintained that they will not be silenced. Here's the story Miracle Surrogacy doesn't want you to see. Bubbling laughter and tiny feet taking shaky steps are among the building blocks of life that form the simple joys of infancy.
Oh, mira aquí.
But for baby Emma's family, those joys are dimmed by a cloud of complication. Emerick and Naya Manelo-Fuentes began their surrogacy journey in 2023, choosing Miracle Surrogacy, which is based in Florida but does business in Mexico. Miracle's website claims it's the largest and longest established surrogacy agency in Mexico, where surrogates are about 1/3 the cost that they are in the United States.
I would say the US is about like 200 grand just for the contract itself.
With Miracle, the Manelo-Fuentes spent just under $81,000.
I never wanted to adopt. Never.
Naya can't conceive.
I'm unable to have children because I'm transgender.
But it was important for the couple to have a biological child of their own. They signed a contract to use Emerick's sperm and one of Miracle's egg donors, which its website says are stunning beauties who are well-educated and rigorously screened. In March 2024, Miracle emailed this clinic report notifying the couple that laboratory fertilization resulted in 2 normal embryos available for transfer, both of them male. A subsequent clinic report shows those 2 male embryos were implanted on May 6th.
It was exciting. I was going to get my son, the son that I always wanted.
Naya chronicled their surrogacy journey on her Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok channels, traveling back and forth to Cancun so they could be present for milestone moments, including gender confirmation at Miracle's contracted clinic. The day before that ultrasound appointment, they met the surrogate for a meal where they got confusing news. This is video from that meeting.
She broke the news to us by telling me and confiding in me, saying like, oh yeah, my son always talks to her. And I'm like, her? What do you mean her?
Emerick, who doesn't speak Spanish, thought something got lost in translation.
Scientifically, it's going to be difficult to have a girl when you have 2 male embryos. That's what I was thinking.
But during the ultrasound, which they watched on a screen just out of frame,
here, you can see here, a girl.
100%
That's 100% sure. It don't change.
And we're crying and confused.
the couple reached out to Miracle for answers, but say the company brushed their concerns aside.
Like, congratulations, you have your miracle baby girl.
For them, it wasn't a miracle. It was a mistake.
What we're living through right now is not a miracle.
Throughout the contract that the Manelo-Fuentes has signed, Miracle clearly states the agency is not responsible or liable for the medical services or outcomes ever under any circumstances. 3 months after Emma's birth, in a recorded Zoom call reviewed by 13 Investigates, the clinic that Miracle contracted with agreed the gender difference should have been a red flag. But Emerick says Miracle had an explanation when the couple questioned it during the pregnancy.
They just said that there was a 2% chance that the PGT test was wrong.
PGT stands for pre-implantation genetic testing. It's used to detect and prevent genetic diseases and determine the sex of an embryo. Miracle's contract says although PGT and similar chromosomal testing is very accurate, it is not 100% guaranteed, and there is a small margin of error. The couple says they felt they had no choice but to believe they were in that tiny percentage.
We settled our feelings, our emotions, and we accepted that we're having a baby girl.
Back in Cancun for the baby's birth on January 3rd, 2025.
And finally the nurse comes out and we're like, and then she's like, oh, this is your baby. And I was like so happy, but
Naya felt like something was off.
what if something's wrong? What if like they didn't use our egg donor? What if, I don't know.
Confused, conflicted, and concerned,
We spent over 6 hours just looking at her through the window. Because at the end of the day, this is our baby.
still wanting to assuage their concerns, Naya contacted the surrogate and arranged to have her meet them at a hospital before they left Cancun to do a DNA test. Samples were taken from the surrogate, Emma, and Emmerich, then sent to a lab in Texas for testing. The couple returned to Las Vegas with Emma to wait for the results, which came a month later.
Right there and then it says you're not the dad.
The results excluded Emmerich as the biological father, saying the probability of paternity is 0%. The testing also suggested the surrogate may be Emma's biological mother, not the egg donor they'd carefully chosen and paid for. Those test results included a disclaimer stating samples were not collected under a strict chain of custody and patient names and sample origin cannot be verified. Emmerich and baby Emma took a second DNA test in March, which confirmed he was not the father, but did not test the surrogate mother's DNA. Miracle questioned Emmerich's DNA results in its April court filing, saying they have not been independently verified. 6 months later, in this October 15th email that Miracle co-founder Brian Yaden sent the couple, he blamed everything on the surrogate, writing, "I was not prepared to learn such a shocking truth that one of our lovely and special surrogates did not follow our protocols about abstinence." He adds, "This was the surrogate's fault," calling her careless for creating such a significant problem. The confirmation that biology did not match their surrogacy agreement has raised life-altering questions about who baby Emma really belongs to and what could happen to her next. Although Miracle denies any wrongdoing or culpability per the contract the couple signed, the company declined our request for an on-camera interview. Then, as we told you at the beginning of this story, they threatened to sue us, writing in an email, "The information that you've gathered so far presents only one very incomplete side of the case, and frankly doesn't involve all the important aspects that are not able to be shared."
Naya, how did you process the information, the confirmation that Emma was not who you thought she was?
I was scared. I was scared because I loved her. And regardless of whatever, it's like, what's gonna happen? Are they gonna take her?
The contract the couple signed with Miracle Surrogacy makes it clear that the company has no responsibility for medical outcomes, and the surrogate is responsible for her own behavior.
Dame beso.
Naya and Emmerich agreed to all that when they signed the contract and also waived all legal rights and recourse, regardless of reason. In an email, Miracle declined our request for an interview, citing legal advice, but they did provide a statement saying Miracle Surrogacy and its affiliates deny any wrongdoing related to the Manellos and has absolutely no culpability in the outcome of their matter. When we contacted them again to make a final interview request, they tried to kill the story by threatening to sue us, claiming in an email, "The information that you've gathered so far presents only one very incomplete side of the case and frankly doesn't involve all of the important aspects that are not able to be shared."
This is a lose-lose for everyone.
We consulted surrogacy expert Dr. Brian Levine, a New York fertility doctor and CEO of a surrogacy matching company, to find out what could have happened in the Manello Fuentes case. We shared extensive documentation from Miracle and its contracted clinic for him to review, as well as emails where Miracle tells the Las Vegas couple it's impossible that the clinic they partner with in Cancun made a mistake with their genetic material.
There's only one way that this happened.
Dr. Levine says the surrogate would have had to have unprotected sex in the 5 days surrounding the embryo transfer window. The result? A natural pregnancy for her and a failed embryo transfer for Emmerich and Naya.
Unfortunately, these are people's lives who are here.
When Naya and Emmerich reached out to the surrogate to let her know,
And she was completely shocked.
but they say she wanted them to keep the baby.
So now you're faced with a fight to get answers and to be made financially whole by a company that you believe has betrayed you.
Oh yeah, and we contacted them and we wanted them to do a formal investigation.
They went back and forth with Miracle in emails detailing the DNA results and their concerns about the process. Miracle co-founder Brian Yaden at first responded, "Naturally, we will need to conduct our own independent testing to verify if this is all true." In a subsequent email, he blamed everything on the surrogate, writing, "I was not prepared to learn such a shocking truth that one of our lovely and special surrogates did not follow our protocols about abstinence." Yaden also made the couple an offer.
Don't tell anybody, any other person that already knows between us. Keep that child and we'll make you another one. But in exchange, you need to sign an NDA.
We're not in the baby business. And that's what that email says to me. They're treating it like a transactional experience where there was an expectation mismatch. No.
Yaden urges the couple to stop doing any further research, adding, "What real role did genetics play when it comes to love?"
I think that any comments about ignoring the genetics, ignoring the facts, is very worrisome.
Yaden's email continues, imploring Emmerich and Naya to not disclose any of this to anyone because publicity would damage Miracle's reputation, as well as the clinics and the entire industry in Mexico. Yaden also says that his 51 staff members could lose their jobs.
This is a pretty tangled web, and it's very difficult to try to sort out all the pieces.
Reno surrogacy attorney Eric Stovall.
How important is it for intended parents to know that things like this can happen?
They absolutely need to know it. This is part of their informed consent. And they need to know it to know what the risks are.
Emmerich and Naya chose not to stay silent, refusing to sign a non-disclosure agreement.
So you went public with this on social media to warn other families, and that resulted in a much bigger fight than you bargained for.
Yeah, we got sued.
Miracle filed this federal defamation lawsuit accusing them of a calculated and malicious online smear campaign designed to destroy Miracle's reputation and business goodwill. Naya and Emmerich deny that.
I don't villainize them. I don't hate them. I just wanted them to do the right thing.
Other surrogacy legal experts that 13 Investigates consulted say Miracle's contract will likely hold up in court and protect them from liability. As for recourse against the clinic or the surrogate, our experts say since U.S. courts don't have jurisdiction in Mexico, it will be nearly impossible to hold anyone accountable.
In Mexico, you always have that concern of whether or not there is something else going on behind the scenes.
Las Vegas surrogacy lawyer Catherine Provost cautions that surrogacy in Mexico is mostly unregulated.
When you think about pursuing surrogacy in Mexico, the concern that you have is whether or not you're actually being told the truth about the process that you're going to enter into.
In the wake of what happened with baby Emma, Miracle changed its policy on prenatal DNA testing to confirm parentage. In this October 15th email to Emmerich, Brian Yaden wrote, "In the interest of corporate responsibility, we now do free, non-invasive prenatal or NIP testing for every pregnancy, so this will never happen again. We didn't do it before because this never happened to us before." Miracle's website now advertises that free NIP test to offer peace of mind about the genetics of your baby.
Bah.
Emmerich and Naya are trying to find peace as they continue fighting battles on many fronts.
Emotionally, it's been a huge toll. Financially, it's crushing us.
Confronting a future filled with uncertainty, they remain sure of one thing.
She's the innocent one. So the one thing is that we're just going to continue to fight for as long as that we can because of love.
The Las Vegas couple filed a motion to dismiss the defamation case. The court recently ruled that the case can proceed, but some of it has been thrown out. The court denied Miracle's request to make the Manellos take down their social media posts. The court also said Miracle will not be entitled to punitive damages. The next filing in the case is due on February 13th. The couple is also working on a counterclaim to get their money back from Miracle to help pay for their legal costs, any future immigration case, and Emma's future care. Darcy Spears, 13 Investigates.